It's actually happening. Ilkay Gundogan is going to be a Manchester City player again. It's basically all but confirmed now. We've had the Fabrizio Romano. Here we go. And it looks like Ilkay Gundogan is going to be back at Manchester City Football Club. It's basically all but confirmed now officially. I'm buzzing. I'm genuinely buzzing. This is wonderful news. Passionate, exciting, brilliant news. And I'm going to outline today to you guys why I'm so excited for this. Because I do think it's a special transfer. I do think it's a special bit of news. And I do think it's something that we should be absolutely besotted over. Football to me is all about these moments. And this is incredibly exciting news. Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, please give the video a like. It would be massively appreciated. Please help support the channel by subscribing as well. The subscribers are going up again. It's really good. I'm enjoying creating content. You guys seem to be enjoying it, and there's nothing more exciting than an Ilkay Gundogan return. It really is sort of the kind of thing that I dream of as a football fan. And we're going to see Mr. Whippy back. You know, he's going to see him back on the pitch probably at the weekend against Ipswich. A hero's return. And this is what we're getting. We're getting a legend back. And I'll tell you why now. I'll tell you why I'm excited for this. Because for me, football is always about those stories. Football is all about the narratives. I enjoy the sport, absolutely. I enjoy it. I love watching football. But what makes me truly love football is the connection you have to those players, is the stories around it, the moments that give you goosebumps and make the hair stand up on the back of your neck, those moments that stick in your mind forever. You think about the great Manchester City moments and you go back through the years and you think about winning the FA Cup against United with Yaya scoring, then you think about Aguero, 93-20, and you think about other moments like Kompany's header against United. Then you think about Gundogan's moments, a brace against Manchester United in the FA Cup final, huge winners, 2 goals off the bench to win a title against Aston Villa, iconic stuff. And then of course, captaining Manchester City's side to a treble. Ilkay Gundogan is a man full of moments and legendary stories, the kind that hopefully I'll be telling Ruben about 10 years from now when he's grown up, and maybe hopefully grandkids of my own one day. Gundogan is the kind of guy that has a statue in that famous celebration, arms out as he runs, and people ask why when they're kids, why has he got a statue and who is he? And you explain it. And the point I'm trying to make is football is great just to watch as a sport, but when you bring that emotional connection, you bring those narratives and those memories and you put it all together and align it with the brilliance, it gets even more exciting. And is there a greater story as a Manchester City fan, a greater narrative than your club legend leaves and he shouldn't have gone? He shouldn't have gone ever. And we all know it. And now he knows it too. Man City didn't want him to go. And ultimately, he went to Barcelona, a gigantic institution of a football club. Absolute, one of the biggest clubs in the world. He went to Barcelona, a dream for a player of Ilkay Gundogan's pedigree to go at. And he left after a year because he realised that Manchester City are the best place to be in the world. Ilkay Gundogan walks out of Barcelona on a free transfer to come home back to Manchester City. He said, I don't want to be at Barcelona. I want to be at Manchester City. He wants to be here with us as City fans. That is incredible. It's incredible. Like, genuinely phenomenal stuff. That players of Gundogan's stature, a legend wants to come home. And a legend of immense quality still. Like, how are we to deny that? It's wonderful stuff, man. It's so romantic. It's so beautiful as a football fan, the narrative. And you just know he's going to score some wonderful goals. Yeah, he's given up 2 years' wages for us as well. He's given up a bit of money that was owed as a signing on fee, allegedly. You just know he's going to score at some point a massive goal, a match winner for us. And the crowd and the fans are going to erupt. And he's going to kiss the badge. And it's going to mean something to him. And he's going to feel like he's returned home. And I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait. It's absolutely wonderful stuff. And in Barcelona have sort of like pushed him out a little bit, and I'm aware of that, but he's sick of the place allegedly. He's sick of it there. He wants to be treated like an adult. He wants to play football somewhere he enjoys it. And Manchester City are his home. And to me, the first time he steps on the pitch wearing the new kit, and the first time he scores a goal, and he captains us at one point, and he will be a captain at some point. Not Manchester City's captain, maybe, but he'll be a captain, be one of the leaders. And imagine if he scores against Ipswich. Honestly, it's electric. The feeling that you get from moments like this, it's worth it. And I know you can talk about we need a younger player and it's only a short-term signing and what about Nunes or whatever, but I don't think as football fans we should deny ourselves these stories. Ultimately, we're denying ourselves potential lifelong memories if we say no to Ilkay Gundogan. Not that it's our choice anyway, but that's what I'm saying you're switching yourself off to. Those moments that go down in history. Like Gundogan returning. Look, I remember when Thierry Henry returned for Arsenal after he'd been away in the MLS, and he was already a bit past it. Like, Gundogan's still at a much high level. But I remember when he scored, the feeling Arsenal fans had, they were absolutely delighted. They were buzzing because their hero was back. And I remember when Sean Wright-Phillips came back to Manchester City after he'd been away at Chelsea, and he scored, and we were buzzing because our hero was back. And Ilkay Gundogan comes back at a high level than either of those players I've just mentioned did. He comes back genuinely as a brilliant player. He comes back as Barcelona's best midfielder, probably the best created midfielder in La Liga last season. That's genuinely true. He created more chances than anyone in La Liga last season. He created 97 chances. That's around 2.5 per game. It's absolutely absurd the quality that he's still got. He's number one for expected assists in La Liga last season as a midfielder. This guy is coming back absolutely as a world-class player still. And he's coming back to Manchester. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to see him in a City shirt. That must be worth a like if you haven't already. Because football, look, Gundogan is, to put it simply, a legend at the top of his game. He made a mistake. A City made a mistake. And he's back home where he belongs. And honestly, I've seen fans of other teams now say, well, that's it. City are now favourites to win the league. I've seen people who picked Arsenal turn around now and go, actually, it's City now. Gundogan absolutely turns us back around to being the best team in the league, unequivocally. Like, the experience he brings, the quality he brings, it's just relentless. I cannot wait to watch it. I cannot wait to watch it in action. And it's so, so good. KDB, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, Foden, Kovacic, Nunes, McAtee, O'Reilly. Look, there's so much options there. And Rodri will get a rest. Rodri won't be running to the ground. And I tell you what, I am not terrified about playing 5 games without Rodri now, because I'm sure if you put some combination of Gundogan, Kovacic and Bernardo, you've got a pretty fucking good midfield. So we're in such a good position with genuinely elite players, and I cannot wait. So there we go. I mean, I'll look at the latest tweet say, thank you so much for Varan Gandhi for the super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. There's no message attached, but I really appreciate support. It always absolutely helps. The super chats, look, here you go. If you want to get involved in the super chats, it does help. Here's a question for you for the super chat. Tell me the name of the game he scores his first goal back in as a Manchester City player again. Is it Ipswich? Is it another game? Is it Arsenal maybe? Coming up ahead. He will play against Arsenal, by the way, almost certainly. But yeah, there's a prediction for you. Get in the super chats. I'll go over here to all the news that I've missed, and we'll talk about Kyogo Furuhashi later, by the way, because I've got a lot to say on that. I might even do a separate video this afternoon about that. But it sort of broke. It broke earlier from Fabrizio Romano that we got the... here we go. And of course, Paul Balouse reported as well. Paul Balouse is very... I would actually trust Paul Balouse more on this than Fabrizio, because Fabrizio, obviously, will probably follow other people. But Gundogan, yeah, look, this is happening. It's absolutely 1 billion % happening. So here's Fabrizio's tweets. Guardiola has been absolutely key to bring Ilkay Gundogan back to Man City. As soon as Barca informed Gundogan planned to let him leave, Pep wanted to talk to Ilkay. So we never go back ever. But we do for someone like Ilkay Gundogan, because he's a genius. He's an absolute genius. And there was the here we go earlier. Gundogan will leave Barcelona for free. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. It's brilliant news. It's romantic news. It's perfect news. It's the kind of news that I'll remember forever. A hero returning of immense quality. Look, and he's still going to be one of the best midfielders in the league. I guarantee you. Look, I love it. I absolutely love it. As I said in a tweet as well, and I'll read the tweet for you. I'll read the tweet that I wrote earlier. I summed it up here, how I feel about football, about Gundogan. I said, look, a large part of why I love football is the stories. Falling deeply in love with a player after they bag a brace against your local rivals in a cup final, captaining your team to travel, is hero-worthy stuff. Bearing that in mind, this transfer to me is a dream. A legend desperate to leave Barcelona, an absolutely gigantic club to return home to the club he feels he never should have left. Come on, as a football fan, it's fairy tale stuff. You just know he's going to score a big goal at some point, and it's going to feel incredible. Why deny yourself that by not wanting it to happen? Nah, football's about those moments. I can't fucking wait. Welcome home, Gundogan, you legend. That's how I feel about it. And to me, this is truly Hollywood stuff. I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait. And that's how I feel about it. I put it into words quite well there, I feel. And we've got ourselves a legend. An absolute legend, a timeless midfielder, and I think I agree with Mason in the chat as well. I do feel he's got a few years left. I absolutely do. Guys, we're so close to 115 likes. Can we get there? That's always my aim now. I need 20 more likes to get to 115. It's always my aim, always. And Ilkay did indeed make the Scousers cry. You made United cry. Michael asked, do you think we could come back as captain? Look, I don't feel he will do. I feel like Gundogan's too smart to take it off Kyle Walker. The players might vote him anyway, and maybe Kyle Walker will be deferential and say, Ilkay, it should be you. You're the legend. Kyle Walker, I can imagine Kyle Walker is very much a hashtag respect, you know? He's a bit of a Jack the Lad, but he'll do, Gundogan's a legend. He should have the... I can imagine Kyle being a bit like that or a bit like protective. He's going to two ways. He's going to be protective of his armband, or I'll do an honourable thing and give it to Ilkay. And I don't know which way it'll go, but I feel like Gundogan would be too smart to take it off him. And I might be wrong, but I feel like Gundogan would be like, no, Kyle's the captain. I'm coming home. Don't give me back. I left. Because I don't think I would take it personally. If I was coming back, I wouldn't take the... Kyle doesn't respect his wife, I agree. But he respects the lads, if that makes sense. It's like some bro thing, you know what I mean? Like, he's a bit of a one of the lads. Essentially, Kyle Walker is permanently on a stag do in his head. That's the way I can describe Kyle Walker. And he'd be the kind of guy going, the stag got to do this or whatever. And I think in this instance, he wouldn't be Gundo would be the stag, but he might. Does that make sense? I know what I mean. I can't explain it. You know. We will see. We will see. I don't think he'd accept it. I really don't. I think Gundogan, I personally wouldn't accept it. If I was returning back and I'd been away for a year, I'd be like, look, I've had my time. I want to respect the hierarchy. I know what you mean, Nathan, but I can't explain it. You know what I mean? You all know what I'm trying to get at about Kyle Walker. Like, he wants to be one of the boys. I can't. Yeah, but Kyle Walker's Kyle's not the smartest guy in the world. Let's be honest. But either way, I think Gundogan. I don't think he'd be captain. For some games, yeah, but I don't think he'd be official club captain. I think he would absolutely step into the role in general. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not worried about that. Look, Gundogan, he doesn't need to have the armband to be captain. I don't think they'll vote Gundogan because I don't feel like they'll want to disrespect KDB or Walker or Diaz or Rodri or whatever. But we'll see. We will see. I might be wrong there. But they do the vote at the end of the transfer window usually to sort of deal with a settled squad, which makes an awful lot of sense. But either way, this is a dream-worthy captain. I think it changes Manchester captain signings. He's a dream captain. And we've got a wonderful, wonderful partnerships across the pitch now. And if we sign a striker, by the way, the squad's in a really good condition. As his Jim Boy just said in the chat, two solid midfield lineups. I mean, imagine that. Rodri, KDB, Gundo, or Cover, Silva, Foden. Look, I mean, it's really good, man. It's like, as a collection of midfielders, Rodri, KDB, Gundogan, Kovacic, Silva, and Foden is absolutely, absolutely phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I don't think it's anything to do with 115, mate. I think it's because he's 34 years old. And I think he'll come back. It's nothing to do with that. Like, absolutely nothing to do with that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be looking to make Rodri the highest earner at the club and extend it right now. Thoughts and rumours from Sam Lee that the board have slashed the budget. I haven't seen those rumours. You have to tell me about them more. But I don't know. I will talk about Kyogo Furuhashi a little bit now. Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be brutally honest. You don't have to believe me, but I actually heard about this a few days ago. I promised the person who told me that I wouldn't say anything, and I haven't said anything. It's come out anyway now, but I know that this is genuinely not nonsense. As you can tell, it's such a specific link that it's obviously true, and it is true. City are interested in Kyogo Furuhashi, and do you know what? I actually quite like this potential signing. I think he's a really talented footballer, and he fits the profile of someone who would be desperate to play for Man City and absolutely fine to be a rotation player. Look, he's 29 years old and he's come with no pretensions of being the number one striker, and he's a really good finisher, by the way. He's a really good finisher, genuinely. Look at his goals. He's a quality finisher. And to be honest, I don't think we need anyone younger. He'd have a few years at Manchester City as a backup to come off the bench, score goals. Yeah, honestly. And imagine the shirt sales in Japan. Absolutely, Nathan. That was my first first thought when I heard about him being linked. I was like, God, we'd be massive in Asia. Get on the Japanese tour. Yeah, and he's a very rapid, very tidy player, very humble. And he's got a potential injury. Yeah, I've heard about that. He might need an operation. But either way, he is a proper striker. The only thing is Celtic aren't easy to deal with. So we'll have to see how that goes down. But I would take it. I would like it. I would like it. All of a sudden, the squad would feel very, very, very balanced, you know? I don't know why people would turn their nose up it. He's got a good touch. He's skillful, and he's got. Look at some of his goals, man. Aguero has some of the finishes, and he once again he doesn't have to be perfect. He's just a backup, a guy who can come off the bench and get us a goal if needs be. The shoulder operation apparently is optional. I read the same too, and I think you probably would be like, I'll do it at the end of the season. I think it's a smart signing because it wouldn't be expensive. Surely it's not going to be more than 20 million to Celtic. Maybe 30. I don't know. I think 25 or something like that. Yeah, I don't think he's injured, by the way. I think he might need an operation, but it's up to him. It's a short-term signing. I mean, that's the thing. It is a short-term signing. I think they're probably looking at someone else as an alternative, probably be younger, more of a project. But I think this is sensible. There's nothing wrong with a signing where, you know, he would very much be a backup signing, but someone who could come on and score a few goals. And I don't think it's a bad idea personally. Look, and there's something to be said for sort of lower profile players every now and then because they're desperate to make it. They absolutely are. And he scored a great goal against us in pre-season. He's always looked threatening against pretty much any team he plays against. So I quite like it. But anyway, the story here clearly is about Gundogan. So we'll go back to Gundogan anyway. I'll do a video later about Kyogo. There we land. Yeah, it's such a meme, that, hasn't it? There we land thing. Some kids tried to start his own catchphrase. Guardiola was key to bringing Gundogan back, apparently. Look, I bet Pep's absolutely buzzing. He bet he's buzzing. And I am buzzing, man. Let's get to 200 likes. Let's go to 200 likes. He's small, but he's nippy and his movement's good, you know? So I wouldn't be saying no to him. At this point, we might have to let Nunes... Ronaldo be perfect. Are you kidding me, mate? Ronaldo sitting on the bench. When would Ronaldo ever sit on the bench? No chance. And also, he's a prick, so don't get the guy anywhere near my team. I don't want Ronaldo at Man City. Sulking behind Haaland on the bench. No chance. Absolutely no chance. Why don't City take a player on loan? I think it's because not many people will loan players to Manchester City in general. Like, they ask for a massive fee, so at that point, you may as well just sign them. It's hard to get players on loan as a City. Like, it just is. Players don't tend to go on loan to very big clubs unless they're the kind of clubs that are broke. And everyone knows Man City aren't broke. Where Barca actually are broke. So it's one of those things. It's just, yeah. Yeah, nobody's loaning a player is good enough, essentially. Like, they just want money back. You know, money. They see City coming, they ask for money. They're not going to give us a player for essentially on a loan. But though, we did give Barcelona Gundogan on loan for a year, obviously, and now he's returning at the end of his loan, which is the way that I'm going to spin it. New news about Gundo, apparently. I'll refresh the page. Let's have a look. Who said that? Ismail, thank you so much, mate. Gundogan has just booked a private flight to travel to Manchester. He's currently saying goodbye to his Barca teammates at Ciutat Sportiva. He's going to be in Manchester at 5:30 this evening. Why are you worried about Nunes, mate? I don't see why you're worried about Nunes. I don't really have any connection to Nunes at all. I guess I don't really get the Nunes thing. I guess personally, I just don't get it. I just don't think he's City level, and I think it's just a mistake that we accept it and we cut our losses, really. He'll get a loan somewhere or go and transfer. He's going to be fine, mate. He's a millionaire. He's going to have a really good career. So, I could see him more concerned about, you know. But yeah, we'll announce it tomorrow, I reckon. Gundogan Manchester 5:30. Look at Gundogan or Nunes. Come on, man. Like, it's so far. Like, Gundogan or Kovacic. It's one of those things where even then, Kovacic is miles ahead. Like, you look at our midfielders, they're all, like, I would say KDB and Foden are 10 out of 10 attacking midfielders. Gundogan might be a 9 now. Bernardo's probably a 9. Kovacic is maybe an 8. Rodri's a 10. And I reckon Nunes is like a 6 out of 10 in terms of quality. I like, to me, there's a massive drop off in quality between Rodri, KDB, Gundogan, Kovacic, Bernardo. Yeah, and I do have sympathy in that sense. I'll be back, but mate, he's gonna be all right. It's not like it's just football. He's only moved a couple of hours up the motorway. He's got paid an awful lot of money, and it's fine. It's fine. He'll be all right. The thing is, I don't see any reason why you would make it below. The issue for Nunes for me is he's not technically good enough. He's a good dribbler and that's it. He's not good in the pockets. He's not a good passer. He's not a good finisher. And I wouldn't say his game intelligence is that high. Essentially, he's a competent midfielder who's a good dribbler. But I wouldn't say he's technically smart. And no, I think Rico's a million times smarter as a footballer than him. Someone's saying he should play him as a right back. Hots. No chance. It's one of those things where I don't see anything of the genius level to me of Nunes. He's basically a ball carrier, but then he carries the ball and sort of crosses it or passes it and gives it away. It's one of those things where I'm like, do we need him as a right back? I don't think he's defensively good. I think Rico's well better, and I think Akanji's better, and I think Kyle's better. So I think we have to accept we've made a mistake. We just made a mistake. We got it. We got him in a panic, Brillo. It was a panic because Paqueta failed, and Phillips failed, and we made a mistake, essentially. And it is what it is. Like, I think we've made a few mistakes recently, transfers-wise. It's very un-Man City, but yeah, it's absolutely fine. He'll move on, and he was a mistake. Like, Pep's not going to play him. The fact that O'Reilly and everyone starts ahead of him, it's one of those things where, I don't know. I think he's better than Phillips, but look, there's a reason Flex why someone said Flex in the chat, he's not been given a chance to prove himself. He has been given a chance. What do you think he does all day in training? Like, is this, people presume like the only way players impress someone is training. No, sorry, in a match. No, the reason Guardiola picks a team based off training, and if he's not doing enough in training for Guardiola, he's not going to play him. Like, ultimately, that is where they make or break, you know? Like, he's not playing because Pep doesn't think he's good enough in training. Like, it's simply that. Like, we as fans, we put 90%, I would say, of a player's ability on game time, because we only see that. We don't see training. Whereas managers see it the other way. They put more prevalence on what they do in training. Rightfully so, because we only see like 10% of their day-to-day stuff. It's one of those things where I feel like Guardiola's looked at him a lot in training and gone, he's all right, he's good. But he's miles behind Kovacic. He's miles behind Bernardo. Look, and the thing is, like, Kovacic got in the team immediately. At the same time, Nunes didn't. And what does that tell you? That Pep thinks Kovacic is better. Look, sometimes I got nothing against Nunes. I just think Pep's made his mind up, and I think the proof's in the pudding. Look, he barely plays. You know, he didn't really use him in any big games at all last season. I just don't see it. And I don't think he's crap. I just don't think he's Manchester City level. Manchester City's midfielders have to be geniuses. And that's it. And I think Kova is technically better. He's a better passer. He reads the game better. He's stronger. He's a better tackler, I would argue. Whereas Nunes is sort of like similar, but he hasn't got the intelligence or the game experience. Anyway, Gundogan. Yeah, Gundogan is coming back, and I'm very, very happy. I'm absolutely buzzing. I think he's a legend of the game. And what more could you possibly ask for, you know, than Gundogan coming back? Yeah, brilliant. A Manchester City legend. I don't think his story is even close to over. He's got so much left to give. And I feel like he's going to get a proper ending this time, you know? A proper ending where I feel like he'll score goals. I think he's going to lift another trophy with us. I want him around Manchester City as well. I want Gundogan to be at Manchester City past his retirement. I want him to be a coach at City. I want him to be, you know, a future manager. And the closer he is to City, the better it is for us. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I will go live again later, by the way, to talk about Kyogo. But I just wanted to talk about Gundogan mainly because he is returning. And I do think, by the way, the Champions League, we got a better chance. B, Pep did once say that, but then also Pep said when he was at Manchester City that he got carried away and he probably wasn't telling the truth. Pep said he's one of the best midfielders in the world when he was at Sporting, and then came back out and said he was wrong while he was at Manchester City. Like, come on, man. He literally corrected himself, and he said he got carried away. Like, that is not nice to hear, is it? It's like he felt he was wrong. Let me find it. Here we go. He said exaggerated. So here we go. Here's the... 1 second. He said, I over-exaggerated. So that's when he currently played for him as well. I mean, that is sort of... I would say that's a bit of a betrayal, really. So there we go. Maybe I've exaggerated a bit. He's not. He's a really good player, but sometimes maybe said it was 5-0, but he's an exceptional player. So he's been nice to him, but he basically did backtrack. So I think that's where we're at with Nunes. I mean, can you imagine not saying that about Gundo or Silva? I don't know, man. To me, that was a bit of that was a dagger to the heart. Yeah, Klopp type player, absolutely. Anyway, doesn't matter. We got Gundogan back and Nunes. Look, Nunes basically now it's Darwinism, man. Like if he's good enough, he'll make it. If he's not, he won't. That's it. It's simple as that. Trust Pep. Give players what he wants, and we'll be happy about that. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. Give the video a like and subscribe. I'll be live later on this afternoon to talk about Kyogo. Gundogan's returning, and I can't wait. It'll happen tomorrow. In a bit, Blues. Welcome back. Ilkay Gundogan.